This is how many see the world. Divided. Acrimonious. Torn apart by conflict and inequity. Some are losing hope, believing that there is little that we can do to put things right. But if we look beyond the headlines and the noise, we find many everyday heroes working tirelessly to empower and inspire, charting a path towards a more hopeful future. That path is education. Education is a lifelong endeavor that gives dignity and builds resilience. Education brings forth new ideas and innovations, allowing us to solve problems old and new. Education allows us to take control of our own destinies and build a better world. A world where we can believe in ourselves as well as in others. A world where we can imagine and create strong, sustainable societies. A world where we live, learn, and create together. WISE 2017. Coexist, co-create. Learning to live and work together. WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Good morning, everyone. Salam alaikum, and welcome to the 2017 WISE Summit. A special welcome to Her Highness, Sheikha Moza bint Nasser, and to Her Excellency, Sheikha Hind bint Hamad Al Thani. I'm Yalda Hakim, BBC anchor and correspondent, and I'm truly honored to be your MC here over the next couple of days. Over the past few years, WISE has held regional summits from China to Europe, Africa, and the United States. This truly is a global summit. Just from where I'm standing here, there are 2,000 extraordinary minds from over 100 different countries and cultures, all under one roof, with very different things to offer. Your teachers, learners, policymakers, and of course, young people. You would have seen in the opening video projects highlighted and supported by WISE over the past 8 years. These are silent heroes bringing change to their communities and overall to the globe. WISE, for many of you who know this project all too well, knows that it stands for change and success. And this is very much reflected in this year's theme, coexist, co-create. We all understand the challenges that we face in our world today. From climate change to forced migration, grappling with our digitalized world, and increasing inequality. I personally, through the work that I do, through my reporting and travels, have seen what the lack of education does to societies. I've traveled deep into Mosul, where I've covered the rise and fall of the so-called Islamic State over the past few years. I've covered conflicts from South Sudan to Yemen and Afghanistan. And I know that these are all issues that are close to your hearts and that you all understand all too well as well. Over the next couple of days, we'll be discussing how to use education to build peace, resilience, and understanding in our ever-changing world. Now, of course, we want you to get active on social media and continue this conversation well beyond Doha, so we will be using certain hashtags. The main one is WISE17, and there'll, of course, be others for individual sessions. And a quick reminder of the languages, you can see them up on your screens. Now, to start the conversation about the future of education and the theme of this year, please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the founding force behind WISE, the chairperson of the Qatar Foundation, UNESCO's Special Envoy on Basic and Higher Education, Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser.
السلام عليكم الحضور الكريم. رحب بكم في الدوحة حيث يجمعنا وايز اليوم كما في الأمس باعتبارها منصة عالمية لصناعة الأفكار وابتكار الحلول وتداول مختلف المستجدات في واقع التعليم. وإنه من بالغ سروري أن أشارككم على هذا المنبر مقاربة الموضوع لا ينفصل في جوهره عن التحديات التعليمية. السيدات والسادة، ثمة إجماع فكري في العالم أنتم جزء منه على أن التعليم هو خزانة الحلول، وجل ما أخشاه أن تكون هذه الخزانة قد أفلست، وأن رأس مال الحلول لم يعد قادرا على مواجهة التحديات الكونية إذا لم نسارع إلى معالجة الخلل. وكما تعلمون تعيدون قضايا التعليم دائماً إلى اختبار كل ما حولنا من ظواهر وتغيرات، بما في ذلك اختبار التعليم نفسه عند الضرورة. فالتعليم الذي يصنع التقدم يواجه آجلاً أو عاجلاً تحديات ما صنع على مستويات مختلفة، سياسية وإعلامية وثقافية وتكنولوجية. وقد بلغت التحديات أشدها عندما بالغ الخطاب السياسي في مراوغاته وتماديه اللغوي، وما يصدره الخطاب الإعلامي من رؤية للأحداث بالنيابة عنا. ونتج عن ثورة الإنترنت من خلق عالم افتراضي يتعامل مع الواقع بعلاقة انتقائية تديم افتراضيته وتعرض فكرة الحقيقة للمساءلة، فما يجري تسويقه في بعض وسائل الإعلام من أوهام منمطة في هيئة قصص واقعية ومن قدمهم الصور شبيهة بالحقيقة وليست الحقيقة أدى إلى الإطاحة بمعايير الخطاب الإعلامي. كذلك ما تزدحم به وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي من نشاطات منظمة لترويج دعايات وإشاعات وأكاذيب يراد منها حرف انتباه الناس عن معاينة الواقع أو ملامسة الحقيقة، ومن ثم توجيههم نحو التعاطي مع ما يراد له أن يكون واقعاً وحقيقة. إنه التلاعب بالعقول الذي تحدث عنه روبرت شيلر في مطلع سبعينيات القرن العشرين. بهكذا مدخلات ستكون المخرجات حتماً حقائق مزيفة اختلقت لتكون حقائق بديلة لنتقبلها فيما يسمى عالم ما بعد الحقيقة. في هذا السياق سنشهد إن شاء الله معاً بعد قليل ندوة تناول التعليم في عالم ما بعد الحقيقة. هو عالم لا يتأثر فيه الرأي العام بالأحداث الموضوعية بمقدار ما يتأثر بالخطابات القائمة على الانفعال والعاطفة والتقييمات الشخصية، إذ يعاد إنتاج الحقيقة لتأخذ شكلاً آخر مغايراً يناسب من يريدون إعادة تشكيل العالم وفقاً لمصالحهم، ليقوم الأخبار الزائفة والصور الزائفة والحقائق الزائفة وقطرسة الادعاء بتمثيل الحقيقة. بأدوات التضليل هذه تم حصار العراق ل13 عاماً واختلاق الذراع لغزوه عام 2003، وسمي الغزو ويا للغرابة تحريراً. وبدلاً من العثور على أسلحة الدمار الشامل المزعومة، تعرض العراق لتدمير شامل. في العراق الذي كان يشار إلى نظامه التعليمي في عام 1990 بأنه من أفضل النظم التعليمية في المنطقة، وكان على وشك القضاء الكلي على الأمية، تراجعت به الحروب والحصار إلى ما آلت إليه الأوضاع من أحوال مؤسفة. وبالأدوات نفسها يحاصر اليمن اليوم لكي لا ينهض ولا يستقر، لكي يغرق في المثلث الثلاثي للمرض والأمية والفقر. وبالأدوات نفسها تحاصر قطر منذ 5 يونيو الماضي، في وقت أرادوه البعض أن يكون صعباً علينا، وما كانت صعوبته إلا عليهم، وقد أرادوا أن نتغير ونغير نهجنا، وما تغيرنا وما غيرنا. إن عالماً مزدحماً بالأخبار الزائفة لا يمنعنا نحن المدافعين عن التعليم من أن نصطف إلى الجبهة التي تقف فيها الحقيقة، مع إيماننا بأن الفكر القيمي للتعليم يكرس احترام الحقائق ويرجح الحقيقة عن النزعة الشخصية في السياقات التربوية، لكي نجعل التعليم متماسكاً وحقيقياً وقوياً في مواجهته لآليات التلاعب بالعقول. يتعين علينا الدفع باتجاه إصلاحات شاملة للمنظومة التعليمية تشمل المناهج وطرق التدريس بما يضمن البناء الذهني المتوازن للطلبة وتنمية العقل النقدي لديهم لمقاربة ومساءلة مختلف القضايا بعيداً عن تنميط التفكير، مع ضرورة تسليح الطلبة بمناعة ثقافية وإعلامية عبر تربية إعلامية ومعرفية ممنهجة تؤهلهم للتعاطي النقدي مع الخطاب الإعلامي والقدرة على فحص الخطاب السياسي وامتلاك النظرة الثاقبة للفرز بين الغث والسمين في محتوى الإنترنت. بذلك فقط نحصن الأجيال ضد مخاطر التلاعب بعقولهم وقلوبهم من قبل جهات وأشخاص مجهولين ومعلومين يعبثون بفضاء سبراني بلا حدود، وفي النهاية ننقذ العالم إن شاء الله من الانزلاق الكلي إلى متاهة ما بعد الحقيقة. ولسنا كعرب بصدد تبرئة أنفسنا عندما تحولنا من صانعي حضارة ومنتجين العلم والفلسفة والفكر قبل أكثر من 1000 عام إلى مستهلكين لما ينتجه الآخرون، وقد تخلينا عن دورنا في الإبداع الإنساني بشكل مؤثر، وتخلفنا عن الإسهام في الحداثة واكتفينا بمحاولات تحديث لا تصنع مستقبلاً. السيدات والسادة، ونحن نستلهم من موضوعة وايز لهذا العام فكرة التعايش التي تطرح في جوهرها حلاً لتحديات مختلفة من أبرزها قضايا الأمن والسلام والاستقرار والتنمية، فلنعد إلى التعليم لتكريس هذه الحقيقة. أتمنى لكم التوفيق في أعمال مؤتمركم، وشكراً لإصغائكم.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Your Highness. Thank you. No, if you could just join me here. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, WISE champions great educators. And the WISE Prize for Education recognizes an outstanding contribution to education. Every year, one in particular is singled out. And this year, it's my great pleasure to announce that the 2017 WISE Prize for Education is awarded to Dr. Patrick Awa. So, before we welcome Dr. Patrick Awa on stage, let's just have a glimpse of his work.
We need philosopher leaders. We need leaders who spend time thinking about what kind of society should we be trying to build in Africa. The decision to build a new university came from many conversations I had in Ghana. At the time, only about 5% of individuals between the ages of 18 and 25 went to college. And so you could predict what the future of this country would be. And I felt if we could change how that future leadership core is educated, then we change a nation.
Born and raised in Ghana, Patrick Aouar left for the United States in 1985 to study engineering. After graduating, he began a successful career at Microsoft.
After working at Microsoft for a year, I made my first trip back to Ghana. I was very disillusioned by the fact that people were afraid of the government. There was no freedom of speech. And there really didn't seem to be a lot of reason to hope for a brighter future in the country. And I returned back to Seattle. I moved forward with seeking a permanent residency in the United States. And I walked away from Ghana. When my son was born, suddenly everything changed. I felt, I can't say that I will never go back to Ghana. In fact, it is my responsibility to go back for the future generations.
Convinced educating young ethical leaders is the way to transform Ghana and the African continent, Patrick Aouar founded Ashesi University in 2002. It started with 30 students. Today, the campus welcomes 864 students from all over Africa, and by 2020, it will accommodate over 1,000.
One day I stumbled on the words of Goethe, and it said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." And so I said we should call this university the beginning. And so we chose a Fanti word, Ashesi, which means beginning, for that reason. But also we felt that it was just a perfect message to leave for the future.
That's fine. When I came for the interview, Patrick explained to me actually what his vision was, what the mission of Ashesi was, and I bought into that dream, knowing to serve the interests of my children, to serve the interests of my great-grandchildren, and to serve the interests of Ghana.
Committed to his vision of living and learning in an equal society, Patrick Aouar makes sure ethnic, gender, and economic diversity is achieved on campus by providing financial support to half of the student body.
One of the things that's been central to everything we do at Ashesi is this idea of educating people who are critical thinkers and who are ethical and compassionate. We've done that a number of ways. One is to have a multidisciplinary curriculum. We also did something that I think was incredibly important, which is to invite students to own a culture of integrity on our campus. So many students come here having seen corruption happening and feeling that corruption is just the way of doing things. And so this really challenges them to think differently. In 2008, they enacted an honor system here. It was the first honor system in Africa, where the students promised two things. One, we will take individual responsibility for being ethical. And two, we will take collective responsibility for holding to account those who don't behave ethically.
4, 25, 72, 172.
The vision of leadership and raising a generation of young people who can lead Africa ethically was what really appealed to me. There's one problem that Africa has been facing for such a long time, and that's the issue of brain drain. Having Ashesi in Africa means we can learn everything that the world is learning, but in a way that helps and builds Africa. Ashesi is a beacon of hope in the whole of Africa.
All of Ashesi's graduates have found quality jobs, and 90% of them chose to stay and work for the progress of Africa.
Extraordinary achievements there from Dr. Patrick Aouar. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patrick again on the stage. Okay. Well, congratulations again to Patrick. I'd now like to call on stage Her Excellency Amina Erdogan, the First Lady of Turkey. Amina, if I just get you to stand on that side. Yeah. And Her Highness, if you would.
Thank you very much for this great honor. And thank you for your vision of a prize that elevates education in the world to the same stature or similar stature as economics and literature, science and peace. Thank you so much. I would like to accept this prize on behalf of the thousands of people in the Ashesi community, our students and alumni, the faculty, the administrators, board members, donors, parents, and friends. Ours has been and continues to be a journey of a truly committed community. I would also like to say a very special thank you to a very special person, my wife, Rebecca, without whose without her encouragement and support and counsel, Ashesi would not be here today. I feel very fortunate to have her beside me on this journey, and I want to thank her from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Patrick. And we will be hearing your full story tomorrow at the closing session. Your Highness, thank you so much. I will, absolutely. If we can ask Her Excellency, the First Lady, to address us.
Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullahu ve Berekatuhu. Değerli hanımefendiler, beyefendiler.
Dear ladies and gentlemen,
en kalbi duygularla
I extend to you all my heartfelt greetings. I'm very happy to be with you together in this very important education-related event. And I would like to thank Her Highness Sheikha Moza for her kind invitation that marks the friendship between Turkey and Qatar. And I hope this 8th World Innovation Summit for Education will be auspicious for all mankind. Distinguished participants, our planet is going through unprecedentedly rapid changes and transformations. Conventions, habits are changing. Humanity is put to the test in all fields. There are different opinions on the future of our world. Opposing the clash of civilizations arguments emerge opinions of alliance of civilizations and coexistence. In such an atmosphere, we need to ask the right questions and pursue sincere answers to them. We must be the spokespersons of truth in a world ruled by the post-truth or post-reality, fictionalized and propagandized approaches. In this world, where false news spread through technological channels, we can only survive thanks to the strength of truth. Our lives will become more valuable and meaningful if we advocate a stance based on reason and conscience. Unfortunately, the greatest victims of this post-truth era are Muslims, because they are blamed for every security problem under the label Islamic terror. Lies built on fears and anxieties become generally accepted facts. And yet, Islam is the religion of peace, and Muslims shall be the ambassadors for peace. We need to fight together against the common problems of mankind. Bringing the world from disintegration to unity can be possible thanks to our efforts. We shall be the conveyors of the ancient legacy of humanity and build a new awareness that will go beyond polarizations. And I believe education is extremely crucial in this respect. In this era where honesty has collapsed and lies are emerging, we need to find new ways to access the true information and revise our information policies. New discoveries do not need new places, rather they need new eyes. We can't tackle entrepreneurship only in terms of economic development. We should also be the pioneers of new education policies that will dignify the ethical and intellectual attitude of human beings. We must take moral and conscientious responsibility for the sake of the future of our planet. We must be aware of each other's problems in order to coexist. The world is full of suffering. But what matters is to have the ears to hear the voice of those who suffer. Take the refugees question, for example. It is one of the biggest challenges humankind is facing. Turkey has displayed a great example of coexistence as a country receiving with open arms 3.5 million refugees, women, children fleeing the war. Women, children fleeing the war are hosted in our country as guests, regardless of their religion, language, or ethnicity. And 1 million out of those 3.5 million are children in school age. And we do not wish to see those children become a lost generation. Our state mobilizes with all its power its education resources. Inclusive education bridges Syrians and Turkish students from preschool education to university. It is obvious that co-living and coexistence are only possible through education in this era of disintegration. In this context, I deeply believe that this summit will pave the way for new horizons for mankind. I would like to thank once again Her Highness Sheikha Muza and all speakers adding value to this event, hoping that the friendship between Turkey and Qatar will be permanent. I greet you all with love and respect.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to the First Lady of Turkey, Her Excellency.